What's the power of design in organization as a medium to drive change?
I think there is a fundamental lack of understanding still about the potential of design to increase and support business growth.
I think design is one of those powerful disciplines where we can bring a variety of perspectives together.
I think there's two main levels. So the first level is at that team level, and I really think that designers have this opportunity to work quite closely with product to visualize the words that get written, especially around the product vision. And I also see designers as almost like a translator. So working with the different functions like sales, marketing, product, and engineering, and almost in that middle, trying to translate all of these requirements that are coming in and make it work for our users, but also validate that as well. So you can't forget about UX researchers, content designers in there as well. They are translating this to work for the users, but also work for the business. And then I think at that exec senior level, there's that strategic space where, again, design really has that opportunity to visualize that vision that's coming through. So whatever that strategy is, what does that actually look like when we translate that into words?
So there's one which is around thinking about how design is actually less about the thing and more about a toolkit for problem solving. And if you think about problems existing in all different shapes and forms in an organisation, and again, when we were doing the acquisition, one of the things that we started to try and quantify was how having strong strategic design thinking could help the organisation transform by bringing new practices, new mindsets, and helping us think about problems in a different way. That kind of curiosity and innovation that comes from design practices that can be the difference between a company that continues to tweak itself versus a company that makes a step change and genuine transformation.
I haven't seen that coming from any other disciplines or functions that I worked with. Design can bring voice of the customer or voice of whoever we are trying to solve to the business or to the forefront. Design can also look at things from a different altitude to see, are we solving the right problem? What is the impact of that problem to different users and stuff? Also, design can be used to completely reimagine something that we have today or imagine a future that does not even exist today. So it's about, now a lot of our work is in the AI space. Some of the work that we are getting to do it has not happened yet, and we are reimagining or imagining a vision, a future that it could happen in the next 5 years.
And so design is still seen, sadly, in a lot of organizations as either a purely cosmetic intervention. And so you'll see huge budgets being spent, say, in marketing, where you design these beautiful campaigns and super flashy, super polished, and then the experience of the product becomes remains subpar. I think so. There's either this hyper cosmetic approach, or there is a kind of reductionist, very limited approach to designing something that you do at the end. It's very much surface, and design is not, I think, in a lot of organizations, is still not understood as a vertical discipline that looks at not just at the appearance, but also at context of use, functionality, appropriateness, innovation, et cetera, et cetera.
So, I've had design teams working with HR teams to look at how do we have a better candidate onboarding experience, and how do we get our finance teams working better using design thinking techniques. And when you look at the rise of agility in organizations and some of those kind of blameless postmortems and retros and those kind of ceremonies that come from agile practices and design practices, I think they can be translated into all sorts of parts of the organization, whether you're actually creating a new thing or not. And that's where it gets quite fun, I think.
And I think that's what we have to do as practitioners, is learning to translate what we know is a given. So good outcomes if you use a certain type of approach, if you consider all the elements of the service, if this, and that, and translate it into a language that the organization can then appreciate.
So I feel like design is so powerful in a way that you could actually use it and morph it in any other way, in whichever way you want it as an organization.
So what design can really do is actually visualize that and get everyone on the same page. And I think once you're on the same page, then you can move towards the same goal,
Yeah.
and it makes it a lot easier.